Most people think they have to wait until 65 to retire, because that's what their pension statement tells them. But here's the truth. That number is misleading. And for a lot of people, waiting until 65 is actually the worst financial decision they could make. Today, I'm going to show you why retiring earlier often makes more financial sense, not less, and why so many people never realise it. Welcome back to Budget and Build, where we break down money, pensions, investing, and how to build the life you want, not the one your paperwork suggests. For the last couple of decades, pension statements in the UK have conditioned people to believe one thing: your normal retirement age is 65, and every time someone hits their 50s, they start thinking, do I really have to wait until 65? Could I retire earlier? My pension letters confuse me. Am I stuck with this age? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the part nobody tells you. That retirement age on your statement is not a rule. It's just an illustration of what your benefits look like if you stayed in the job until 65. In reality, most people can access their defined benefit pension at 55, sometimes 50, depending on the scheme. And in many cases, taking it earlier, even 10, 15 years earlier, can actually leave you better off over your lifetime. Let me show you why. Before we go deeper, quick refresher. A defined benefit or final salary pension is one of the strongest pension types in the UK. These are usually found in NHS, teachers, civil service, fire service, police, armed forces, local government. They're called the golden ticket for a reason: guaranteed income for life. Inflation protection often includes a tax-free lump sum, survivor benefits, little to no investment risk. So what's the catch? Your scheme sets a normal retirement age, usually between 60 and 65. Not because that's when you must retire, but because that's the age at which the scheme pays the full calculated benefit. Earlier than that, they reduce the payout. But here's where the maths gets interesting. Let's say your pension statement says that at age 65 you'll get £40,000 per year. If you retire 10 years early at 55, your pension might be reduced by 20–40%. So you might end up with something like £24,000 to £32,000 per year. At first glance, that feels like a loss. But pension statements never show you the break-even point. The moment when waiting until 65 actually becomes worth it. And this is the part that shocks people. In most schemes, the break-even age is late 80s to early 90s, meaning if you retire at 55 and start receiving your reduced pension immediately, you will have collected hundreds of thousands of pounds before someone retiring at 65 even receives their first penny. By the time the person waiting to 65 catches up, you may not statistically be around for it. That is the part pension letters never mention. Let's run a simple example. At 55, you could take £30,000 a year. At 65, you could take £40,000 a year. This looks like a 25% reduction for retiring 10 years early. But if you take £30,000 a year for those 10 extra years, £30,000 times 10 equals £300,000, collected before 65. The person who waits until 65 starts at £0. Now, how long would they need to live to catch up? The answer? About 29 years. Meaning they'd need to reach 94 years old before their total lifetime income finally exceeds yours. Not the annual income, the total collected over your lifetime. Most people don't reach that age, which means most people waiting for their full pension actually lose out financially. Money isn't the only factor. There's something every spreadsheet ignores. Your energy curve. In your mid-50s and early 60s, asterisk. You're healthier, asterisk. You have more mobility, asterisk. You can travel more, asterisk. You can enjoy hobbies, asterisk. You can spend meaningful time with family. But if you wait until 65 or later, you might still be healthy. But many people feel a noticeable drop. So you're delaying the best years of your retirement to receive more money during the worst years of your retirement. That's another pension statement detail that never gets mentioned. Another major oversight. Pension projections assume deferred pensions grow at 0%. No inflation, no index linking, no compounding, nothing. That's not how reality works. When you take your pension early, your other savings and investments often remain invested and continue growing. And £1 in your early 50s and 60s is worth far more than £1 in your late 70s or 80s, because you can invest it, you can enjoy it, you can use it while you're active. The time value of money matters. Here's how to assess whether early retirement works for you. 1. Check your early retirement factors. Ask your pension scheme for early retirement reduction factors, projections at ages 55, 58, 60, 62, 65. They will provide them if you ask. 2. Calculate your break-even age. Add up. Total income if you retire earlier versus total income if you wait. See how long it takes to catch up. 3. Check your health, savings and lifestyle. Ask yourself, do I want the money earlier when I have energy? Will waiting actually make my life better? Do I have savings, investments to help bridge the gap? You'd be surprised how often the numbers and the lifestyle say, go earlier. So if your pension statement tells you, you must retire at 65, now you know. That's not true. It's an illustration, not a rule. And for many people, retiring earlier makes more sense financially and personally. You only get one retirement. It's worth understanding your real options. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What age would you ideally like to retire? This is Budget and Build, helping you understand money so you can build the life you actually want. See you in the next one.